Hey everyone, welcome. I'm going to be showing you guys today how I did my first Flexi rod set, and I'm going to start off just by showing you the products that I was using. To start, you're going to need a spray bottle with water, Shea Moisture Curl and Stem Milk, Eco Styler Gel, a paddle brush or comb, frizz serum, a couple clips, your Flexi rods of choice, and an edge treatment. So I'm going to be starting on clean air dried hair. I'm going to start by sectioning my hair into 4 separate sections, and I'm going to clip each of these sections up out of the way. I do recommend clipping them out of the way, the sections that you're not using, because it'll make putting in the rods a lot easier and cleaner. I'm going to be installing the rods from the back of my head to the front of my head because that makes the most sense to me. Starting from the very back section, I'm going to portion out a smaller piece, and this is what I'll use for my first rod. I'm going to dampen my hair and then add some Eco Styler and some styling milk, and then I'm going to make sure that that is evenly distributed throughout my strands. You want to try and make sure that each section is as smooth as you can get it before applying your rollers, so that when you do remove your rollers, your curl is nice and smooth and frizz-free. So starting from the very end, I'm going to make sure that those ends are completely laying flat onto the rod, and I'm going to start rolling up and away from my face. I'm going to secure each rod by folding the ends down securely. So again, I'm going to show how making sure that my ends are completely smooth and flat on the roller before I start rolling it. And you can add in a little bit more product to make sure that it's completely smooth. I'm doing the same thing. I'm making sure I'm rolling towards my head and away from my face. Then I'm just going to make sure that I secure both ends. So I'm just going to go ahead and repeat this technique all around my head until I'm finished installing all of my rollers. Just making sure that the ends are completely smooth and flat against the rollers and all of the strands, and each section that I do is as smooth as I can get it. So I'm going to be sleeping with these overnight, and I'm going to come back in on day 2 and show you guys the after. Okay, so it is the morning after, and I have to get ready for work, and I am ready to get these things out of my hair. So I obviously had some trouble unrolling my first one, as you will see, but essentially you want to just unroll in the opposite direction. Now that the rods are all out, I'm going to start by separating each curl individually into 3 to 4 sections. So I'm going to start by taking some of my frizz serum, and I'm going to make sure my hands are evenly coated, and that'll help reduce any frizz. So I started from the back and worked my way forward, and I clipped out any of the hair that was in my way. So taking one curl, I'm going to separate into 3 to 4 separate curls. So I did my best to try and feel out where the curl naturally wanted to separate to give more of a natural look. You can apply more serum to your hands just so that when you're separating your curls, it doesn't create any frizz. So don't be afraid to add a little bit more product onto your hands. So here's a side-by-side of the curls separated and the curls not being separated. I'm just going to clip up this section right here, and I'm going to just go ahead and finish this off camera. Now I'm going to grab my pick and I'm going to create a little bit of volume around my crown area. I do like big hair, so this will help me achieve that. So I'm going to grab my edge control and I'm going to put a little bit of this around my hairline just to smooth down some of my baby hairs, and that'll just help to give a smoother look and a cleaner appearance. A couple bobby pins just to pin up some of the curls away from my face. So here's the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed. So please comment, like, and subscribe, and thank you all for watching.